what do we do with it when it's finished? What can a canoe do better?
Well, rafts are pretty interesting. They played an essential part in the migration of primitive races.
Who says we're primitive?
Nobody actually said it, but you can ask anyone. George, for instance.
Hi, ma'am.
Nice-looking craft. You got a rig in mind?
Rig?
Sails.
Yeah, I guess you have a sail.
Mast's a little short. A lateen might be the handiest.
Lateen?
A triangular sail. Bed on a long yard. And she might handle a little better in a seaway with some kind of steadying sail. Like a forestaysail.
How come we didn't think of that? Because we didn't know. I guess you must know something about boats, ma'am.
Ought to. Sailed in just about everything with my late husband, Captain Joshua Apple. Everything from tankers in the Gulf to trading schooners in the Marquesas. Why don't we go find that sailcloth?
In the boathouse?
Why not?
It doesn't belong to us.
Belongs to me, boy.
Well, gee, we didn't know. We're sorry. I guess we're trespassing.
There's no one around here since Mrs. Hughes died. And I guess we kind of get in the habit.
You just keep right on trespassing. Don't ask me why, but I like kids. Come on, let's find that sailcloth.
Seems Walt Hughes was her uncle. Left it to her in his will.
What's she gonna do with it?
Operate it. Open up a coffee bar, fix the dock, and get it going again.
Well, it'll be a good thing for Indian River. And for you kids, too.
Sure will.
She's staying at the lodge?
Until she gets the Marina fixed up.
All ship-shape and Bristol fashion. Don't look at me, that's what she said.
I can believe it. I've met her.
Just before we go.
Are you kids collecting again?
It's a good cause.
Unfortunately. Why don't you find yourselves a bad cause for a change? It would save me a lot of money.
But it's a good cause.
That's what they all say.
Just so happens that this time it's true. And we only need $250 to fill our quota.
You think I'm made of money?
You're enough.
Well, if I am, it's because I don't give to charity. I believe a man should make his own way in this world.
But these are kids, orphans, and blind.
Run along, I'm busy.
Well, I guess it takes all sorts.
What was that?
Oh, just a philosophical observation. No dice. Oh, well. We got $1 from Mr. Johnson, and $2 from George.
Let's get these cans to the bank and turn them over to Miss McPherson. Then we can go down to Marina and fix that sail.
You know what? We didn't get $250 from that guy, or bust.
Just putting up a fence, son.
Are you kidding? What's it supposed to keep out? The tanks or just the infantry?
Just kids, I guess.
Hey, Mike, Chuck. I don't get it. How could she change like this? Probably there's some mistake.
Yesterday we were practically given the place. Today we can't get in because of a cherubim with a flaming sword.
Come again?
Well, a barbed wire fence. Amounts to the same thing, I guess.
Who told you to do this, Art?
Fred Stark.
Fred Stark?
What's he got to do with it?
Acting for the owner, I guess. I wouldn't know for sure.
Maybe George knows something.
Well, let's go ask him. Are we gonna leave the raft here?
I guess so. Kathy may be right. There may be some mistake. Come on.
Kid stuff. Little piece of wire and a few drops of oil.
Don't do it, son.
Trespassing on private property is a serious offense.
Hey, George.
I know. There's a barbed wire fence around the marina and a notice saying no trespassing.
Then what's happened to her? You know what you said yesterday? You just keep right on trespassing.
Who told you the fence was her idea?
Well, Art Egan said that Fred Starks told him to put the fence up for the owner. And if she's the owner,
I'm afraid she isn't.
then who is?
Fred Stark just told me. He gave a mortgage to Walt Hughes some time ago. I think Hughes forgot about it after a bit.
Well, wouldn't Fred Stark tell him?
I don't think he did, just in case some circumstances like this came up. Anyhow, he tells me he's foreclosed and the place is his.
Oh, no.
He wouldn't know a boat from a snowshoe.
What would he do with it?
Don't ask me.
Make a quick buck. Sell it back to the owner before she'd time to think about it. Could be a fast one, couldn't it?
You figure it out, Zeke. I'm not in the slander business.
Does she know about this?
I doubt it. Not yet.
Think we ought to break it to her?
That's up to you.
I guess we should, after what we thought about her.
There's just one thing. Fred Stark means business. And that trespassing sign means exactly what it says.
Us trespass? Are you kidding? See ya.
Mrs. Apple, I presume.
Aren't you being a little free with my property, young man?
My property, ma'am. I foreclosed on a mortgage.
Nobody told me about a mortgage.
Walt was like that. He got a little careless in his declining years.
I guess you can prove this.
If necessary.
Just what does that mean?
Possession is 9 points of the law, ma'am.
Hey! That was darn mean! What made you do a thing like that?
Getting rid of temptation. Don't want any kids playing around here.
Well, you could have told us. You didn't have to just go and push her off like that.
Belay there, you better get some kind of salvage operation underway before she makes open water.
She's right. Come on.
Can you handle him, ma'am?
You got one guess, boy.
Look, I don't want that raft back here.
You know, you take up a lot of sea room, young man. You know what happens to small craft that take up too much sea room?
You tell me. I'm a landlubber. Hey! What's happening? Hey! Help!
The kids told me what you planned for the marina. Sounds better than anything Fred Stark's likely to do with it.
What is Fred Stark likely to do with it?
Make a profit, or whatever it does for the community.
Too bad.
It certainly is, in a place like Indian River.
Well, I expect we'll meet again.
I hope so. I wish there was something I could do for you, but it's not really any of my business.
Of course not. Do you have many bushfires?
Now and again. Why?
Well, I noticed the bush is quite close at the back of the marina.
Yes?
It's an old building. Plenty of gas has been spilled from one time to another.
suppose you'd know?
I might. What's the problem?
When's the duck shooting start?
Oh, not for a couple of months.
That's what I thought. She just bought a box of shells and a double-barreled duck gun. Well, what do you suppose she's going to do with them?
Hey, you!
Oh, hi, Mr. Stark. Looking for something?
How did you get in there?
Oh, a little piece of wire, and if he drops the boil.
This is a new padlock.
Yeah, we changed it.
Do you know what you've done? Do you know what kind of trouble you're in? Theft? Breaking into private property? Trespassing?
I don't get it. How can we be breaking in when the owner's breathing down your neck telling you to get with it?
Are you talking about Mrs. Apple?
That's right.
You heard me telling her that I had foreclosed.
Sure, and that a possession's 9 points of the law.
Is she in there?
Yeah, you want to speak to her?
I certainly do.
I'll get her, and don't go away. Miss Apple,
You calling me, boy?
got a visitor.
Mrs. Apple, I'll give you 5 minutes to open this gate, get off my property, and get those kids out of here. What are you doing? Are you out of your mind? You can't do things like that. It's against the law. You crazy or something? I might have got hurt.
Young man, if I'd been aiming at you, you wouldn't be crawling around there arguing about it.
What's the matter with you anyway?
You any good at skeet shooting, boy?
No, ma'am.
It's a pretty useful accomplishment. We'll rig up a skeet trap here just as soon as we get this place kind of shipshape. Well, come on. Let's get back to work.
Are you telling us she took a couple of shots at you?
Sure did.
Well, she's full of tricks, isn't she? But they've got to put a stop to it.
Yes. Yes. She can't go around putting the fear of death into people. Whether she owns that place or not. All right, Fred. You go on home, and I'll go down and dislodge the lady. And lock up.
Thanks. All I want is my rights.
Sure.
Oh, and good luck.
Thank you. I guess now we've got to keep them both off the place.
Yeah, let them cool off a bit.
Yes, but how?
Hey, wait a minute. The fire index is pretty high.
So?
The bush comes pretty close to the back of the Marina. An old building. Plenty of gasoline been spilled there from one time to another.
Fire risk.
I'll put a closure on it.
You write the notice, I'll nail it up.
Comfortable? Well, won't look too bad when we get the deck swabbed down.
Hi, Sergeant.
Hi, Mike. You just cleaning the place up?
That's right. Sure needs it.
You seem pretty sure the place belongs to Mrs. Apple.
Well, we think she'll make it.
Yeah? Well, I'd like to talk to her.
I can fix that.
Thanks, Mike. I'll take the key. Hi, everybody. Mrs. Apple?
You come about that shooting incident?
Among other things. Now, that was a pretty dangerous thing to do if I got my story right.
He was yards away.
Yeah, well, no one's allowed to discharge a firearm in such a manner as to put a person in fear for his safety. You made him duck, didn't you?
Not me. That was just a bad conscience.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to argue that point. But I'll have to ask you to vacate the property all the same.
And let that horse marine walk into it?
No one will walk into it. See, the bush comes pretty close to the back of this building. It's old, and a lot of gas has been spilled around
from time to time.
Yeah.
I talk too much.
Well, look, will 5 minutes do? Then I'll come back and lock up.
Great.
Well, looks like we've run out of steam.
Look, it shouldn't be too hard to get around that fire closure.
How?
Wouldn't take us long to cut a fire break in the bush back behind the marina.
You might have something. We could do it in a day. And I guess we could talk George into lifting the closure.
And letting in that horse marine?
She's right.
You know what? I should have taken on a pilot. I'm in uncharted waters, and there seems to be a lot of shoals around. I'm gonna get in my truck and go back to the city and get me a lawyer. And as soon as he gets this thing sorted out and flaked down, I'll come back.
Well, couldn't you stay around till it's sorted out?
I might get careless with that duck gun. Be seeing you.
Bye.
I hope she does come back.
I hope so, too. She's all right.
Sure is.
Where would Walt used to keep his money?
Bank.
Important papers and documents?
The bank.
Leases and mortgages?
Bank.
Excuse me.
What happened to him?
Just another brainstorm.
I can't do that, Zeke, and you know darn well I can't.
But it's a good cause.
No. As a matter of fact, I had Walt's papers ready to hand over to Mrs. Apple. But, she's left town.
The deed in there?
I can't disclose that.
What is it?
Interesting?
Yeah.
What does it say?
It's a crown lease.
Sure. Sure.
What does it say?
Very interesting.
What is? Heck, I'm darned if I'm gonna ask again.
Thank you. Excuse me. Now, you just stick around. I'll be right back. You got a minute to spare?
Sure. Come right in, George.
I understand you own the marina, Fred.
That's right.
I've just been over the deed. Crown lease. 99 years. 40 years expired. Under its terms, the leaseholder has to buoy and dredge a channel between here and the bay.
That right?
Yeah. And it's quite a way. It hasn't been done for years. I reckon it'll cost you around $5,000.
$5,000?
You'd be lucky at that. Of course, if you mean to run the joint as a going concern, it would be worth your while.
I don't plan to run the joint. You know that darn well. I just wanted to make a little profit.
Well, you'd better make it fast. Before I draw the attention of the department to the situation. I just thought I'd mention it. Old buddies and all that.
You don't happen to know where Mrs. Apple is right now?
I understand she's just leaving town.
Excuse me.
You're blocking the channel, young man.
I want to have a word with you.
What about?
Well, perhaps we can make a deal.
What sort of deal?
Say $2,000, just to cover my expenses.
Don't touch it, whatever it is!
Don't take it.
You keep out of this.
Are you sure, boy?
Yep, tell you later.
Never argue with the pilot. No dice.
Well, perhaps we could call it quits then. I might even give you a small consideration for taking it off my hands.
How much?
Say, $2.50?
Agreed.
I now name this ship the Aggie. May good fortune attend all those who sail in her.